I should have saved time.
Hi.
Yeah, those were just...
Desert Ruins. You're gonna immediately talk to Zoe. This gem from this basket. The second you talk to her, you get the power-ups. That's how the power-ups work. Sparks will break the basket. If you get a bad roll, it can roll too far away from Sparks. You can either get it now, veer off a little bit, or get it when you go to Harbor. If you don't get it, adjust your gem counts by 2. Every now and then it can go too far and fall off the edge, and then you'll collect it, so keep that in mind too. Great power-up. Would highly recommend. I would also highly recommend taking this little area this way as well. So you can see I'm pretty shallow in my head bash here, as early as possible, and then I charge forward and I go clockwise. A couple different things can happen. And can I get it on? There. There's this pesky 10 gem. If you go far enough forward, sometimes you'll collect it. That's best case scenario. You'll have to watch to see if you collected it or not. If you do collect it, you're just going to make a beeline. But regardless, if you collect it or not, you're going to make a beeline for this egg. You'll pick up everything kind of right around you. I just said I got the 10. Because I got the 10, I can jump in the whirlwind early. I just need to collect these 2 gems and jump in. Now, if I didn't get that, the 10 gem is on the other side of this whirlwind. I need to go out far enough to get to that gem. It's going to look a little something like this, if not. So you can see, it's kind of the lay of the land. Normally you would get this green gem, it's a little bit of an anomaly, but you have to come out far enough and jump in. Quick little lay of the land here. Just give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. Landing on the red and the 10 gem. That's kind of it. So we cut the left side, come around, and jump on in. Charge out. I like to get that fodder right there if I can, if I need Sparks, but I don't go out of my way for him. Couple of quick visual cues, or maybe just one. Just hug that left wall-ish, right about here. It's kind of a notch, kind of where this starts to bend, is like where I like to aim for. You can occasionally jump and just knock at the home in, so keep that in mind. Watch for it. Forward, jump, charge. Don't land in the goop. Talk to the money boy here. If you're a cheapskate, it's instant. There you go. Flame, then charge forward with him. And keep following him till you teleport. Get Big Al here. It's Toy Barn. Turn around. I like to get this fodder as well. I like to enter desert as high up on Sparks as I can. Preferably max Sparks, but I will not go out of my way unless I'm like, if I enter green, which I shouldn't, I would recommend getting at least blue. If I enter blue, you're newer, I would recommend getting to at least gold, or you know, what I currently am. Desert Ruins is it's a fun level. It's a very fun level. A lot of midnight mountain levels are fun. Sparks power-ups are very cool. First things first is we're going to charge left here. Clean this, cut around, and we're going to do a trick called the Crimson Chin. So do a pivot, and let Sparks clean that up. Charge through that guy and jump and land. This is not a hard trick, but it's a tricky trick, if that makes any amount of sense. It's very easy to get like nosed by this nose right here, and like knocked down a little bit so your hover won't make it. Is that the nose? Is this the nose? What are we dealing with here? Yeah, that's the nose. I was right. Anyway, the way I like to handle this, charge through this guy and land kind of wherever you do. I think I slightly hold up a little bit more as I land, but I don't like to adjust very much while I'm on here. But I think I am a little bit higher up normally. If you can see, when I first landed, it did knock me down a little bit. Charge through. And again, it's an awkward place to stand on. You can kind of see the triangle that you're dealing with, and I don't think the entirety of the triangle is like standable if you're too far up, or too far left, or too far right. Anyway, you charge through, and wherever you land is what you're gonna work with. I like to turn and let myself walk just like a step. You don't just want to do this, because you'll always hit, not always, but you'll hit the nose and you'll get knocked down. You need to like just ever so slightly walk a little bit and you'll pass the nose just fine. So you land kind of neutrally. You turn to adjust right because you're aiming right, and then you let yourself walk just a little bit. And you can get a nice, very nice glide that starts late enough to not get nosedived, knocked down. But yeah, keeping it centered so it's like, you know, top-down view of Spyro. Best way to go. And sometimes you can even just go wide if you're a little bit afraid of that nose. But you don't necessarily need to. As you can see, I think I would have been okay if I didn't go wide there. Instead, I missed the hover. An alternative, if for some reason you are struggling with that, we're going to learn Scorpion Proxy. And apparently I'm going to teach Scorpion Proxy right now. Scorpion Proxy is the easiest proxy in the game. Yeah. Do you know clockwise from counterclockwise? Then you can do Scorpion Proxy. One option you can do, and this is more contingent on if you don't want to do the final trick that takes you from over here to the end of the level later. So we're going to loop around and kind of go backwards through this level. I think that trick is... I'll show you a very easy setup for that trick. I don't think it should be any sort of worry. But if you didn't want to do this trick and you didn't want to do that trick, Scorpion Proxy is very easy. Just hug it and walk clockwise around it. Some of this terrain will make things a little bit more difficult. As you can see, where this guy currently is fine. If this guy was more here, it'd be a little bit easier. I don't know how much success I'll have. Guess I was still okay there. So, I think maybe because I'm going up, I'm having issues. So if you freeze him back here and go behind him, head on over. Either way, do recommend Crimson Chin. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's not too bad. We're going to clean these gems up first. You can do a flame charge here, or you can just let Sparks get it. Now, very important. Do not get greedy with this. You can soft lock your game by going into the trigger and out of the trigger, similar to that one in Sunny with the big chicken. All you have to do is land right in front of the entrance, where you would normally be coming from casually, or, you know, on the forward route. Do not do anything fancy here. Charge, land a little bit in front, just like I do. What'll happen is it'll flip to this cutscene, that won't break, and it'll just pause here, and you're stuck. You're screwed. It's over. Your life has ended. Your run has ended. Your life is still going. You've learned the mistake. You will fix it from here on out. 923 and the 117 egg count. This is how you know you're good at this point, assuming you got the gems around the what is that, a rocket ship in the beginning of midnight. You have to watch her walk away, pivot all the way around. You are on a cycle with this. If you're very quick, you can actually take damage there, which is part of the reason why I like to have full sparks. And also, if you lollygag and you're on a different cycle, you can also take damage there. So these guys, you can charge into them and you'll bonk on them, but you'll kill them. Or you can also do this thing where you scrape just ever so slightly right by them. You can see I'm just scraping its hitbox, and you won't bonk, and you'll still kill them, and you'll get the gem to home in. We're going to be doing that for every single one here. Flop up here, press X to get on there. And we're going to be doing it again And then the sequence I like to go about doing, I hope I do it right in this one, I didn't vet this part. I like to do a little charge glide here out of this. And the reason being is because there's an awkward gap between those two big scorpions. And what this allows me to do is bridge it very well so that these guys aren't shooting early. So we'll see what happens here. Charge through this guy, ease up on your charge. We're going to do an easy scorpion proxy. I promise this one's free because it's a flat terrain. Literally just walk around it clockwise. If it didn't get killed by its buddy right here, you're going to just pivot around and charge through it. If for some reason you do need sparks, this is an option. There's a butterfly jar there. I can't quite show, but I can show you in a shortly minute. Charge through it, and we're going to go through like that. So all together, this looks something like this. Didn't get my charge glide, so I made it work though. So if you need to, get up here. Sometimes you'll go up higher, try to cut it, land, charge through these guys. You can do something kind of cool like what I did, where you barely move and you just kind of turn, pivot, land, and just charge through. Like I said with this proxy, being on higher sparks can help. Say you take some damage from this, like suddenly everything's all screwed up. Now that guy's attacking, and if you're not careful, this guy's gonna attack and kill that guy. So that's kind of why I like to be. You want to be quick with this section. But if need be, leave just one scorpion, let it attack, walk around it, just like so. You shouldn't die to this, but every now and then you do sometimes just get wailed on, from my experience. I prefer not to get this butterfly jar if I can help it, but there's no reason not to if you need it. There's a situation towards the end of the level going into the shark sub area. If you end up sparksless, you're kind of SOL if you didn't leave that butterfly jar. We'll talk about that later. Use Sparks' new power-up. Alright, for these guys, this is kind of the first normal big guy we're coming against where we're charging straight at him. So he has time to like kind of just charge up. For this guy, you can flame charge right about when he starts his animation. So he starts it, and you flame, and you charge, and you jump. Flame, charge, jump, excuse me. Flame, reinitiate, charge, and then jump. It's not like a true flame charge jump. Come over here, get a nice flame charge off. You'll burn your butt here on a good cycle. Don't worry about taking too much damage here. Just make sure you have green sparks at least for this part. Fade left. Pick up the 1 gem, and you can pick up those the 2 and 5 there. Whatever cycle you get, you're not always going to get a nice cycle like this. You're going to have to play to it. You can burn your butt once on this guy as well, if need be. Glide to him and then charge through him. Or you could also delay it and just like do a head bash or something after you glide, hover, you know, to get through him. The point I'm trying to make is we go up here, flame charges from afar, and we get that nice extra life, which gives us full sparks, not max sparks, right? Whatever. Okay, now we've got a section for hoverless. This is tricky. I don't know how this happened exactly, but this hand is not true to sight. You can see I'm hitting the wall here. For whatever reason, visually, it appears more left of what the hitbox actually is. That's to say, the hitbox is right of what it appears to be. Whichever one of those makes sense to you. Now you need to keep this in mind. So look, to kind of prove it, you can stand on the edge here, or what looks to be on the edge. It's just very awkward. So that makes getting to it without hovering kind of tricky because it's deceptive. Now, my recommendation is aim more right of what it visually looks like. My rule of thumb is I will jump after charging somewhere around here between somewhere on the left side of this square. And if my line is not aimed directly right of, or maybe just at the edge of this hand right here, then I will not try to go for hoverless. If I get chump jumped too, which is a very common occurrence, you have to come back up here. You can technically do a hoverless if you jump to the right. I found is the easiest way to do it. It's still, you need to kind of turn in. It's a difficult one. But aim directly at it like this, that's good. And right as you touch it, you want to just hold up left to get in there. So that's good. Now if I approached it and I was like, oh, no, that's not working, I'm going to commit to hovering. So that's the first of the hoverlesses. The middle one, in my opinion. Come through here. This is another hoverless. Just give it a brief little smooch. Nothing too major. I did screw it up. This is the easiest hoverless in my opinion. Go from further back. Right about there. Right back here. Gives you high enough height. Then we have another hoverless after Andy here. Hoverless Andy. This one's the trickiest one. You need to kind of get a very good wall glide.
Might have been okay. We've got Mario Kart at home.
I actually think I was okay, just based on a visual cue. Looking for things going at Spyro's chest. You're usually fine without a hover, or you're at least going to make it. This is well below. So. For this one, you're going to want to just glide out of the wall glide at the very top of your jump. Let's see, I kind of turn into the wall slightly, and then go left and forward on out. Alright, we'll go to Sheila now. Just head on straight through.
My buddy's got a switch too.
Kick, you can take a damage piece, you can jump. Taking a damage piece allows you to just eat that fire. We want to do short jumps. We can go back a little bit, get a feel for that, or we can just jump up. Short jumps, minimize our air time. Sheila's kind of slow in air. You can just walk off right there. Now here is an equalization point. No matter what you kind of just did, you'll catch this guy always firing down at its fastest. You can walk in, you can take damage, you'll go higher than this. So I find it best to jump. So I can get a shorter amount of height here. Now, if you were too slow, he would have finished his animation. You can just walk straight through, and you'll kind of catch back up if you fell behind. You can kick, so you land, walk, kick, and that'll keep you a little bit far forward instead of going far back for this egg animation. Fall down, kick while you're falling down. You don't need any super jumps, right? For this guy, I recommend kicking early. As soon as you land, maybe start to think about mashing. That way you can mash jump to get up there as soon as possible. You don't want to get stuck under there, it's kind of awkward. And yeah, one of these scorpions just didn't have a gem. You can walk off there as well. And then it doesn't matter if you end up close. You see how close I am because I got that kick. Doesn't matter. We're leaving. It's the last time we'll ever see Sheila. Pivot.
I thought he meant on Twitch.
Get through here.
I haven't seen him stream anything. Right now you mean probably private.
Be careful with that guy on the platform, flame charging him. You can occasionally just not flame charge him well enough because he's too far away. And you'll drop the 2 gem. You'll have to go and get it. Same thing with this guy. It's very easy to just accidentally get. If you need sparks for any reason, you can charge through this guy, charge over this one manually, and you don't need to charge through any of these 3. Sparks should be good to get everything. Worst case scenario is if you're feeling a little bit sketchy about that, just charge over this 5 gem. Grab the key, glide. Try not to go too heavy into here. And try not to go too heavy with that flame charge right there. If you're very quick, like I was, you can see I do a very light jump here to land. You can do this without taking damage. It's not going to be a super big deal, but it might be a difference for you depending on how your sparks level is doing and what you've got coming up left. So keep that in mind. This guy, so the first guy first big scorpion guy we faced head on, we were able to do a flame charge, a flame and then a jump, I should say. This time we have to jump and then flame. Jump as you land, flame, charge down like that. I think I screwed, no, I don't screw this part up. Okay, so let's see that one more time. Land, immediately jump. For this guy, I complicate things. You can kind of just aim for this corner and kind of shoot off, and you're kind of lined up very well. I'm a little bit left. It still works out because I turn right. Back to this guy, we're going to be able to do a flame and then a jump, just like that first guy. So they kind of alternate as far as the ones you take directly head on. Again, there are two that we do beforehand, which we kind of, I don't want to say cheese, but almost kind of cheese. We don't handle them like we do these last three. Now, this part is tricky. That was a little bit of a lucky grab there, so let's talk about that. Alright. So, the secret to this is to get the full amount of your jump as you're coming around here. For best results, you do want to kind of jump out and then kind of come in. So I essentially want to be here and then go in. I know it's not going to work here because I'm kind of flying, or just jumping. And you want to brush up either against this wall, kind of like you saw in the video, where I'm gliding against it, or this, and I think this wall is actually a little bit more forgiving to get you the red gem. But what happens is if you're jumping right up against this, you can oftentimes get your jump height eaten. Not just because of that, but... Damn, it's not working, but you can get the idea of seeing how this works at the very least. But I find going from further away just kind of helps. If you do miss the red gem, which is the one you're probably going to miss, then all you have to do... You can either come back like this, or you can just head bash. Right here. Not in the corner. But you can see this is higher terrain as well. I'll give you a hand. Land, neutral, try to walk into the trigger for this. We're going to walk over here, and we're going to catch this 10 gem that's going to go down. Everything else will just collect in. Now this is a bit of a weird jump. If you did Scorpion Proxy, you would want to just jump over here, kill the Scorpion, walk up the stairs, get these gems, go on about your day. I think this is relatively doable still, and I'll show you an even easier way to do this. It does come with some risks, but if you kind of iron this out for a little bit, it's not too bad. So first off, jumping off this hand is very awkward. If you're kind of by these fingers, you have a chance to just kind of, I don't remember if you bonk, or if you just kind of get your inputs eaten. Yeah, you bonk. Okay. So you can be more left here, and basically you want to aim just immediately left of this pillar, and you want to be pretty far forward when you do jump. So you can either be right up against the edge and do a charge jump, which isn't my favorite. I like to get a little bit of a walk, kind of like Crimson Chin, so I like to do that. And you literally just hold square and X. Turn a little bit right to land on this plane up here. This one right here. Now you can see, yeah, that gap, that little line right there is the limit of where you want to be if you ever do take this slower. Sorry. I'm not used to just flopping up and staying. So yeah, this is the line. You want to make sure you jump before this. And for best results, you can jump pretty close to the line. Like I said, if you just hold square and X, you're usually fine. From here, you do not want to land here. One, you'll get permud, like that. Sometimes you can also just infinitely be sliding, and you have to leave the level and come back in. So keep that in mind. That is a risk. Now, if you're having issues with that, the easiest way to do this trick is to actually literally just like kind of walk up this. This is somewhat of a slope. If you literally just walk and jump like that, it's pretty free. Just make sure you're jumping at kind of the edge of the finger, and obviously if you're between the fingers, it gets a little bit hairy. You literally just jump up here, walk a little bit forward, glide over. It's just that simple. If you're trying to be fast, of course. Maybe you don't even turn around, but yeah, get the glide in so you don't land on the top there. So you're not SOL. Come down, we're going to pick up these last 3 gems here, right by the end of the level. 07 is what you want to see until you get to 11 here. This guy will be here or here, maybe sometimes here. If you're slow, sometimes you'll get Disco Wall. It's really cool and fun and epic. You're going to jump up and be on the side of him. He's going to move a little bit. You know, if he were in the middle, you would want to be on the right side and do the same thing where you clip the side of him. Keep going. Jump, flame down into this guy. Push sparks down. 26 is what you want going into here. If for some reason you ended up going sparksless, maybe you screwed up on the ladder or got hit by that guy, assuming you've left that butterfly jar, you can go and get it really quick. Going into Shark Rider's sparksless is awful. If for some reason you got that and you're sparksless here, every option at your disposal is pretty bad. You can go and quickly just fall down here and go die, and you'll respawn and continue back through the level backwards and enter Shark Riders. You can go and technically get the skill point in Shark Riders if you really want to. That'll kind of throw off your route, but if you don't have a route, then you just go and you're shooting things anyways. Or you could leave and re-enter. Alright, now we've got Shark Subs. For the 2 routes that I'm going to be showing, you can do just this. You can enter the water charging. There's a method where it's Nitros method I'm not going to show. Nitros route. You glide over the water really quickly, and then you charge in. You get a better angle. And you can start ever so slightly earlier. For these 2 routes, we're not going to need that. But charge directly to Hunter. Excuse me. Mash through everything. And let's get through 2 different Shark Subs routes. The first one is Zachary Lawrence's Shark Subs route, affectionately named Zark Subs. Then you could end right there. I did want to show this last guy. Just if you're slow for whatever reason, you keep following him around just like so. Just to give you an idea of his route, where you can maybe expect him. And then he loops right about here, and this is where you'd expect to have ended him before. So let's slow this down and talk about it. Start off holding X. What I really like about this route, I will say, is there are a few different equalization points where you can actually be, I don't want to, you can be too fast, I'll say that. And so you're kind of waiting on a Shark Sub to show up, which is nice because if you're starting out and you're slower than you need to be, it means you got some wiggle room. There's a few different parts. So start with, I'm holding X. I don't need to hold X as much as I need to here. And you can see I do a slight down input to just up, just ever so slightly. I also go a little bit right. We're going to shoot at that. You can't just be neutral when you do that. Scoob around here. Pretty easy opening. If you want, you can shoot this guy early. That's fine. You can also be really cool and get them both right here. For best results, shooting the left here is going to be better than shooting this guy on the right for the way they explode. Come down. There's 2 gems here we're going to get. Probably don't need to have this part slowed down. You can hesitate just a little bit there. Charge straight through. It does not matter if you get this 1 gem. So you can immediately yank up after running through that 5 gem. Or you can come out a little bit more and you might pick it up. Shoot at him. Follow it up here. break that, and then we're going to get those two. Now, this is one of the equalization points I was talking about, where if you're really fast, you're going to be waiting on this shark sub anyways. He's going to come up right about here. You can normally get him even a little bit further, and you're still okay. Basically, you want to crank up. I like to line myself. I was liking this pillar, because that's where I would about expect him. Go up, shoot him. Don't go too far up, otherwise you'll do like a backflip, essentially. We're going to crank on back down. Pick up the 1 gem. We're going to clear things on the floor right here. This is that 1 gem. I hope you like slow-mo. 5 gem, great. You're right in line for this next shark sub that you want to get. Depending on your speed, you can be a little bit more forward or a little bit more back. This is another kind of equalization point. Get him, boom him, turn around. And now we're going to clean up from this strong chest. Now, one issue that you're going to face regardless of route is strong chest RNG. Each strong chest will have 5 gems. If you do not see 5 gems on, like 5 total gems, not like 5 gems. There are 5 gems on here, but there are 5 gems total. If you do not see 5 total gems on each pedestal, this is really the only one we break from afar. One of them has fallen. They usually follow this sort of pattern. This green gem can fall down there. This green gem can fall down there. I think those are the worst 2 offenders for this pedestal. Regardless, keep that in mind if you didn't pick anything up, which you probably wouldn't have with this route. There's a chance. Keep that in mind. You'll need to go down and pick them up either right now or later before you get the final guy. Now, for cleaning up these, my best recommendation is to run over 2. And you're usually pretty good. Maybe not quite at max speed, but I would have to check the normal nerf route that I do, if I do max speed or not. But in general, I do shoot to try to run over 2, and that gives sparks enough to plenty to work with. You can see I go 2 and 5. I even get the 10 there. We're going to crank up, and this guy can be a little bit far forward, somewhat of an equalization point, not as big of a deal as the others. And then we're going to get this pedestal. Now, one thing I do like about this is breaking the strong chest and staying around it prevents gems from falling down if you're collecting them right when they do. So you can see the way I do it. It's not quite the way ZL originally shows it. And either way it works just fine. So the way he originally shows it is he breaks this and he kind of sticks around a little bit forward, but then he goes and kills this and he doubles back. Sometimes you get what you get. You got to work with what you get. So you get this guy and you would turn around, double back, and go and grab those gems. And then once you grab those gems, you'd come down for this triangle of gems right here. Again, there are 5 gems on this. 5 total gems. If one has fallen, you'll need to get that at some point. Shoot him. We're going to come down here. You can get stuck on this pillar to pick up these last 2 gems. You don't necessarily need to go this far to the left here, but that bottom gem you want to be close to. Just kind of working our way clockwise through the remaining gems. If you had a gem fall and it's this way, you can pretty much pick it up right now. Or if it was on the other side and you know it's on the other side, you can go wide around that and pick this up. That's probably a very appropriate time. Similarly, if there was a gem missed that fell down here, you could pick it up. There's usually one right here or on this side, I think. Over, the side we can't see. Otherwise, you pick things up. And you keep on going. And you would shoot him or follow him. It's a good little route. Very competitive and not too difficult to handle as far as that sort of stuff goes. Now, nerf shark subs is what I normally do. So let's see that route.
RNG. First glance, it looks good. That one's fine.
So I do slow down a little bit there.
That one's fine. This is a great segment. This is a really good segment.
So one thing I will point out is this can end even sooner. It can end with this guy right about there. I usually take this ending part a little bit slow. So I could have gotten him like back here. Not from shooting back here, but from like being back there because I'm just a little bit slower. So the original that I've seen from Nerf is a very, very good quick run through. So start with holding X, and I'm immediately going to the right here. I'm holding X until I basically touch this pillar. You can see I cut it a little bit earlier, but I know this is going to give me a comfortable amount of speed to take her around here. Get this one gem. I don't have to go too far out of my way. And then I want to shoot either right under this pillar, or right kind of at this broad side. And I want to make sure I come up enough because Sparks is going to catch it once it hits down. If I'm too low, Sparks won't get it. Switch over. This is Shark Sub 1 we're going to break. And then we're going to get Shark Sub 2. This is Shark Sub 3. Sometimes, depending on the variance in where you, how fast you move, these two will be more lined up, and you'll shoot at Shark Sub 2, and you'll break both of these. Cool. We're going to kill 3 very shortly, along with Shark Sub 4 right over here, as you saw before. Get that, and we need to turn down just a bit. There are 2 gems that we didn't get to see. They were off screen, but you can see I went up 3 because I picked up 1, and then there were 2 gems here from before. Let me see if I can point them out here. Yeah, you can kind of see 1, maybe 2 there. They're right just in a line. I'm a little bit far forward, and so as a result, I cut my speed just a little bit more. If I could see both of them, I might be a little bit more greedy with my speed. Now here we've got 2 as well. And this is the trickiest part of this entire thing, is getting this 4th sub. The 3rd sub is pretty free. And again, you might have already broken it even. But I like to line up the right side of this pillar, just beyond it, kind of using this red gem right here. You can see I turn in just a little bit and I just go up. From here, it's just a matter of, it's something you got to get a feel for. This is the 3rd Shark Sub. Again, he won't be here if you blew him up. And this is the 4th. You want to aim, I don't know, like what, 2 sharks up, and obviously right of this pillar. You kind of just shoot some YOLO shots at there and hope for the best, and you'll usually always get this guy. If you're a little bit slower, this guy will just get in your way, and you'll just won't get the 4th shark sub. This is the most common one that you will miss, number 4 here, and I'll show you how to back that up. Most other sharks, if you miss them, will actually be right around the 8th shark, conveniently at the end, so it's not really too difficult to back up. And I'll show you specifically where to get this 4th guy. But yeah, so to reiterate, let's watch another slightly different one. Beginning. Very similar. This time I'm a little bit more left to aim for this. And that works out. Same sort of deal. I thought I had one of these that I like to show off. This is when I'm a little bit more forward. I got lucky to hit that 3rd guy even there, but let's keep watching. And I don't shoot very many. We're gonna go. You don't need to run over either of these gems. Sparks will be pretty good. I recommend running over this one. And then I do my best to run over this, and that 5 gem coming up. You probably don't need to run over that one. I might recommend running over that one. The more I run over, the less Sparks has to do. Now for here, Ideally you would do run over this one, which allows Sparks to maybe get this one out of order. But the way I handle it here is I just take it very wide. I don't touch either of them, but I'm also slow enough here that I'm comfortable with Sparks picking up everything there. That can be a tricky spot for Sparks, so do keep that in mind. Coming up, you just want to shoot something into here. You're usually going to aim at this crease. And you'll be able to break that. Once you know if something's going to hit, come down, shoot that. This guy can sometimes be a little bit more forward, a little bit far back. Just like so. After you hit him, this is another like far away shot. This is probably the second most missable shark, number 6. This is number 5, obviously. So I shoot him, and then I just start to aim up, and you'll eventually get a feel for his trajectory just based on where he's moving, and you can adjust as you see fit. So sometimes you need to aim a little bit more left. It's just a very reactive one. If you miss him, whatever, turn down and follow him. We'll get him later, again with Shark 8. Break that. Don't be too fast there. You can sometimes be too fast for Sparks and not get that 10 gem. Run over this gem. If you take this turn a little bit too tight, you will miss this 5 gem. Sometimes you can see a 1 gem here that fell from that above pillar, the higher up one. So you know that already you've got to go and pick up some gems. This gem can be a little bit tricky. You need to come out far enough for, which is kind of a habit. Might have been why I picked it up in the Zark subs route that I was showing before. This is also a bit of an equalization point. After you shoot this guy, you can be very quick, but you do need to sometimes wait for him just a little bit to come out from this pillar. Lob a shot at him. If you do miss him, this is one of the few exceptions. Shark 7, I would get him right here. He will come kind of and brush up right against this left side of this pillar. I will just basically shoot this left side of the pillar. I'll have cut my speed and I won't be speeding up. So I basically wait for him. Or worst case scenario is I turn from the pillar into him left because he goes right around it. And you can see I go 5 gem. I go 5 gem. 5 gem, 5 gem is what I'm trying to say. And then I come up here. There's 5 gems, and I'm at 33. I know I am good to go. Run over at least 2. I could have maybe shot 1 if I was really confident I was going to get everything. And this guy continues to just go around. Now, Shark sub 4, if you were to miss him.
Just watch out for the shark riders. They're carrying the latest gems.
So here's a better example of those gems. I lied, there's no example of the gems. Running over that 5 gem this time. Very lucky to get that 6th guy. So let me make a quick save state here. So I miss him, and I can get him like that. Or worst case scenario, just a little bit beyond. Obviously I would have hit him with that shot that I shot. Something like that. Clean things up. If I need to, go down here. So this is the 8th guy. You can see he continued kind of from where I was before. Something like that. And then alternatively for that 4th guy. Oops. You can expect him to be right here. He's going to be coming up. And similar to where he would be for Zark subs. This is kind of a common ending point for another route that I used to do here that I'm not going to teach. Yeah, look for him coming over here. So you would aim maybe around here or up to here, depending on how fast you go. After that, you are going to get teleported. If for some reason you die or screw things up too badly, you might want to just exit the area and come back in. Charge at Hunter. You'll need to press triangle to talk to Hunter. But that way you get every, consistent shark cycles, shark subcycles that you're used to for whatever route you're doing. Because if you get hit, they're going to be on a little bit different if you retry. If you kill the last guy and you get hit at the same time, I believe you're fine. In my experience, you've been fine. You'll get teleported to get the egg.
Very good, though.
Atlas Warp. This is the first instance we are seeing of Atlas Warp. It is the way you want to go if you're in a side area, or as long as you're on FDS in a non-side area. Obviously the 4th Sparks power-up. You're going to just select whenever you're ready to get out of there. You're going to mash triangle to turn a page back, and you're going to mash square. As soon as you see that page flip, just mashing that. As soon as you see the page flip, go to square. You'll warp on out of there. And we're going to be using that for every level here in Midnight Mountain from here on out.